Now time to see which driver out of the following two are going to be a three-time winner here in the heat stages for X30 Senior at Karting Champions League Winter Series 2025. Here's your grid. It's Kevin Lantinga and Matthias van der Kerkhoff on the front row. Quinten van Leeuwen and Yanni Bouillet on row 2. Devon Hagland joined by Annabelle Bryan on row 3. Kevin Bakker, Dinan de Vos, row 4. Charlie Gloom and Luca Montebello on the next row, and they complete the top 10. Max Hezel and Wouter Bergano on row 6. Tristan Kroon joined by Roxane Lantinga, Raffaele Santacorno and Mathis Renet, with Leon Lambrecht, Gaz Othaus, Jesse Podderdijk, Matthias Marschalt and Thomas van Vliet. That is your 21-strong grid. A little bit of a slight delay by a couple of minutes due to the clean-up operation. A big thank you to Garage Duval for the recovery vehicle and for the team operating that and getting the carts off of the circuit as much as possible. And a big thank you to the Marshall team from here at Karting Club Marienbourg for their assistance with helping this event to run very, very smoothly. A big thank you to all of the team there for their assistance. They are wrapped up with multiple layers and braving the elements. So once again, 10 minutes plus an additional lap. That will conclude the heat stage, the heat stages for X30 Senior, before we go on to our final 3 races of day 2 out of 3. So Lantinga took the win in heat, in his second heat, by nothing. It was a drag race to the line, and it was a brilliant one to watch. But now we get to see Lantinga versus van der Kerkhoff. I'm rather excited about this one, as you can probably tell. It's one of those things that where you see these drivers really, really pushing the envelope, and when you've got two very, very sturdy competitors in the form of Kevin Lantinga and Matthias van der Kerkhoff, expect the unexpected. And that's very much what we could experience here today. So, into the tram lines. Revs up, lights are on, and we are underway. We are under green flag conditions, but we've had an incident through T1. 383. Dearie me, that was not too sure. Matthias van der Kerkhoff. Oh, right, Matthias van der Kerkhoff was in the mechanical, always in the repair area. So Matthias van der Kerkhoff should have been on the front row. And it was the 383 of Annabelle Bryan that I saw through turn 1, pointing towards the apex rather than pointing towards the racing line onto the corner. So Annabelle Bryan has got to do a very, very big run, and so has Matthias van der Kerkhoff. The field makes its way through the opening sector, and Lantinga at the minute has done a 39.125 through the opening sector, so he's going to have a lead. It's not going to be by much. Now, who is following him? Quinten van Leeuwen. Oh, that's old chestnut again. Devon Hagland, Charlie Gloom, Max Hezel, Tristan Kroon, Dinan de Vos, Kevin Bakker, Luca Montebello and Wouter Bergano round out the top 10. Now on Mirshout watch, up to 15th already with a minute and a half completed. Expect Mirshout to be at least in the top 5 by the checkered flag, at least. But Lantinga and Van Leeuwen, they have battled against each other earlier on in the weekend, and it comes to a crux here. Now, Matthias van der Kerkhoff, I've only just seen break the timing beam about 30 seconds ago through sector number 2, through sector 1, which ends just before the exit point of Escargot. But now Van Leeuwen dives to the inside. Lantinga with the over-under, can't get it completed. And Van der Kerkhoff is out. Van der Kerkhoff The technical drama has not continued, which effectively, even if Kevin Lantinga finishes in second, he will be the top place driver at the end of today when everything's been confirmed and been ratified. Kevin Lantinga is going to be a very, very happy man. But I can tell you this, Lantinga will want to win this race. He will not want anyone else to steal the thunder from him. But he's got Devon Hagelen and Quinten van Leeuwen, two young upstarts, two new additions to the most premier category in X30 competition, that is senior X30. Hagelen looked for a move up the inside at turn one, hit the curb, drifted the kart wide, and was not able to get through on Lantinga. But in the meantime, a little bit further behind, off the circuit goes Charlie Gloom. Max Hezel forcing his way up the inside and taking the spot. Lantinga is going to look to the outside, sweep it round through Chemin de Fer, and on the run into Escargot, and he dives through at the inside. That's brilliant. That is one of the places where you can make it work, but you've got to tee it up coming out of Chemin de Fer. And Kevin Lantinga, that was an absolute beauty, my friend. Well done. And it was risk versus reward. He risked it for the biscuit, and he got the reward he wanted. He got the race lead back. Now Devon Hagelen looking up the inside of Quinten van Leeuwen. Van Leeuwen, there might have been a little bit of sidewall scraping between the two, and that allowed Tristan Kroon to get through for third place. So Hagelen up to second, Kroon up to third. Van Leeuwen now fourth. Max Hezel in the 399. Not that far behind. New addition to the Falcon Racing team, and that was the team that Quinten van Leeuwen was originally with last year as a junior. Hagelen has stayed faithful to Fusion Motorsport, but Kevin Lantinga trying to see if he can sprint away into the distance. Right, jump start has been called against Yanni Bouillet in the 214, who's now dropped down to 13th place. 5-second time penalty post-race for the Belgian. As once again we go into halfway, Charlie Gloom has put in the new fastest lap of the race, and the top six covered by just under 1.3 seconds after the opening 5 laps. Charlie Gloom 55.623. That is a move on Dinan de Vos by Wouter Bergano, the other one of the Fusion drivers in this race. And look at the train there. Oh, that's wonderful to see. 5 karts all in a row, in each other's coattails, through turn 5 at breakneck speed at over 95, 100 kph going through there. But last time round, Lantinga did have a lead of just under a tenth of a second. That gap is probably more than likely going to either stay the same. Across the line they go again. 0.78, and Hagelen dives up the inside for the race lead. We're on the beginning of lap number 7. New fastest lap by, it's our good old friend Matthias Marschaldt. Now up halfway through the grid. Quinten van Leeuwen now dives up the inside of Tristan Kroon. But Charlie Gloom just got it all wrong. Went into the side of the Falcon Racing driver, and Charlie Gloom ends up backwards. Oh, that's a real shame for the youngster from Belgium. Not exactly what you want. There was an opportunity. Van Leeuwen saw the door open. Gloom thought he could go through there as well, and then everything else went horribly wrong. Right, 2-2-8. Luca Montebello gets a 3-second time penalty post-race for 2 wheels outside of the tram line, so broke formation before the red lights went out at the start. So Luca Montebello at the minute will probably end up, at the minute will be demoted to 10th, so that effectively puts Matthias Marschaldt de facto 9th in the amendment as so Charlie Gloom drops down to 10th. Kevin Bakker was 7th, now is 11th behind the 245. So Devon Hagelen is looking, what a way this would be. You come in as an X30 senior driver. You're going to be doing the FIA Academy Trophy Senior this year as the Dutch representative through CNAF, the Dutch ASN. And you get an opportunity to pick up your first X30 senior win, and that will inspire him with confidence, but also will give the other drivers in the X30 senior divisions they might prick have their ears pricked up a little bit here. But in the meantime, well, that is Tristan Kuhn that has been passed. Looks like that's Luca Montebello behind him, and Max Hissel from Germany, I believe, has just gone through, if that is the 399, which it looks to be the case. So just under 2 minutes to go. Devon Hagglund has a lead of just under half a second. But, well, it's like it was in the very first heat. It was in heat 4 and it was in heat 1. Kevin Lantinga versus Quinten van Leeuwen and Devon Hagglund. And all three of them have placed in the top 5. The thing is, Lantinga's got 2 wins already. 2, 3, 4. Oh, Wouterberger has just got a time penalty for pushing. But it is going to come down to at the moment it seems to be advantage Hagglund, but Lantinga seems to be very, very racy indeed. And Lantinga was nearly 2/10 quicker on the previous lap. Next time round we'll go on to not just the penultimate lap of this race, but also the penultimate lap of the 6th and final heat for X30 Senior. Then we'll have 3 races to go to conclude Saturday. So 2 to go, set for a 12-lap complete race distance. And it's half a second covering the top 3, and then it's less than that. It's 0.337 of a second covering the battle for P4. Max Hessel leads it in 399 from Germany. Tristan Kuhn and Luca Montebello. Montebello's basically been factored out of this due to having a 3-second time penalty post-race. But next time around it will be the final lap. But Lantinga is now pushing. Now trying to see if he can put the frighteners on Devon Hagglund. That's easier said than done, even though this is the first race weekend for Devon and both Quinten as an X30 senior. So we're about to come through and start the last lap of the heat stages for X30 senior for the 2025 Karting Champions League Winter Series. Here we go, up the inside. Lantinga went for it. Had the run of momentum, but Hagglund was able to carry so much speed around the outside of the first corner. So that just goes to show how different things can be with certain drivers, that you think, yeah, I can make it, and then the other person's like, yeah, hold my soft drink, I'm going around the outside. But there is still an opportunity. If Hagglund does get it wrong, then Lantinga and Van Leeuwen will be quick to pounce. Through into Escargot for the final time on lap 12 out of 12. And Hagglund was slightly quicker than both drivers behind him, but it's going to be the important run up the hill through the final right-hander. Here we go. And it's going to be a victory. 4 different winners out of the 6 heats. It's Devon Hagglund that picks up the win in X30 Senior Heat 6, A versus C. Thumbs up and a fist bump between him and Kevin Lantinga. That's your way to make friends in the paddock, but also close rivals. So well done. Devon Hagglund from the Netherlands for Fusion Motorsport picks up his first ever race win as a senior driver. And, well, Kevin Lantinga didn't need to win the 3rd one. He wanted to win the 3rd one. But he's got the best results out of 41 drivers here this weekend, which effectively puts him, by my calculations, as pole sitter for Super Heat A. Quintin van Leeuwen rounds out 3rd place, ahead of Max Hezel, with Tristan Kroon rounding out the top 5. Good to see another two Falcon Racing teammates not come together and round out the top 5. Matthias Merschalt, biggest mover of the weekend so far. That was another 14 places added to the 28 he's already done. 42 spots. Merschalt is in with a shout tomorrow, believe you me, pardon the pun. Luca Montebello in 7th. Nice work by Roxanne Lantinga to take 8th, having started 14th, with Charlie Gloom, Annabelle Bryan, Yanni Bouillet, Thomas Van Vliet, Kevin Barker, Raffaele Santacono, Wouter Bergano, Dinan de Vos, Mathis Renet, Kazot House, Leon Lambrecht, and Jesse Polderdijk being the last of the classified finishers. And unfortunately, no Matthias van der Kerkhoff on the front row outside of Kevin Lantinga. Came out onto the track, technical problems still there, and retired very much on the opening lap. But there it is, X30 Senior heat stages completed. Next up, we go to the third and final heat for IAME Mini.